What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. The full slate of the NBA is back. I'm ready to rock and roll. I've got 3 picks that I put down. I'm going to take you through today. We'll also do a deep dive. It's a live stream after all. I'll answer some of your questions. Let's have some fun with it. I'm also going to set a timer on my phone. I'm going to give myself 1 hour. It is 10 past 12. So I don't want to be up too late. So I'm going to set a timer because I tend to go a little bit out of control. But if that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
All right, the timer is running and there we go. Forget all the other timers. We got 59 minutes to roll. But before we do, quick update on VIP. I shared one bet on a video yesterday. It was for Miles Bridges and it sucked. That game was rubbish. Dodged a couple of bullets though. Like, it could have been worse. We could have been someone who bet on Lucas overs. We could have been someone who bet on Mark Williams. We could have bet on Austin Reeves as well. So we managed to dodge those bullets, but at the end of the day, I still lost. Jackson Hayes, I took 2 props for him in the first quarter, half a unit on each of those. He did nothing. Miles Bridges, 5 rebounds at halftime, 0 assists. The Hornets couldn't make any buckets. I figured if they start scoring, surely he's part of it. Scores a ton of points, gets 1 rebound in the second half, 0 assists. Yusuf Nurkic goes crazy with rebounds and assists. Look, I honestly didn't hate the bet, but it looks a lot worse than I actually did. And Luke, I spoke about it on the video that I'd be looking to take an under. I'm waiting for his line to move up. When I woke up this morning, was at 40.5. Hit his PRA, easy cash. He struggled scoring tonight. But before we get into the picks, I will let you know that I've had a lot of, during this break, had a lot of messages on Discord, had a lot of emails about any promos to end the season, and I've got something for you. So I'm aiming to get to 300 units profit by the end of the NBA regular season. So use the code 300 and you'll get 50% off VIP for the next 2 months. And I also want you guys to keep in mind that VIP is best for those who have access to a sports book where they can play same game parlays. So those parlays make me a stack of cash. So hopefully that's clear for you guys. There is a link in the video description as well. So go ahead and check that thing out. Before we get into the picks, just want to quickly say hi to everybody in the chat. Thanks for lighting it up. Jay, I see you, baby. Nice and early. Chance, Jason is in there as well. What's cooking? Good looking. Kai's in here. Welcome, everybody. I hope you guys are well. See the picks coming through. What do we have? This one? Yeah, you're right. That's one of the ones I'll talk you through today. I miss being seen, my man. I got to tell you, I was weird not getting any content out. Like, I was watching, believe it or not, I was binge watching Hawaii 5-0 for like 4 hours every single night because there was no NBA. You're sick of books ban? Look, I'm sick of it too. Like right now, won't lie to you guys. Once I post my bets to VIP, I screenshot them, I send them to a couple of friends, and they've got to put bets down for me. So I'm at a point where I can't even put the bets down myself as well. And this is the ice cream man. Jaden, good morning. What's cooking? What's happening? What's happening? Look, too many messages coming through. So I'll get into the 3 picks that I have. Yes, Hawaii 5-0. Man, I'll talk about anything on this thing. We can even talk about IKEA if you want. I'm a specialist right now. I've been building shit for the last 3 days. But let me get into these 3 picks before I get carried away with the chat. Please slow down on the chat because I won't be able to keep up with it when you guys firing this thing out. And a reminder for those of you who are just jumping in, I've got a timer. I've got 56 minutes left before I depart because I tend to go overboard on this thing. So without further ado, let's get in these picks. We're talking about Props Madness. We're using Props Madness. We use it every single time. It's the best tool you're going to find if you like betting on NBA player props. There's more enhancements that are coming, and the next one that is coming probably in the next 7 days, it's going to blow your mind. I got a bit of a sneak peek at that one. So check out Props Madness. You get a 7-day free trial. Use the code DAFT. You get 25% off your first month. Now let's get into it. The first bet that I'm going to take you guys through today, we'll go through the one that Chance already spoke about because I'm totally on board with it. We're rolling with Karl-Anthony Towns today. It's the Knicks versus the Bulls. This is when Karl-Anthony Towns comes to play. I'm taking his points per up today over 27.5. It's 27.5 pretty much everywhere. So I'm not the one moving lines. I put this bet in about 30 minutes ago. Line hasn't moved, so it's not me. but I like his over today. Now, why is that? So Karl Anthony Towns, big zesty. I don't like betting on him too much, for being honest with you, but in this type of matchup, I just couldn't ignore it. Firstly, let's do our due diligence. Karl Anthony Towns is projected to play 38 minutes in this game. He's dominated the Bulls. Check this out. 2 games this season, 46 and 44 points. My Lord. In these games, his shot volume was crazy. 30 shots in the first game, 29 in the second. He wasn't that pass on the rock to nobody. Karl Anthony Towns putting it up. Now, I'm expecting him to take a lot more shots. Not more shots than that, actually. I'm expecting him to continue to take a lot of shots. And what I did here on Props Madness, I looked at games where he takes at least 20 shot attempts. And when he takes at least 20 shot attempts, he's over this line in 8 out of 9 games, averaging 37.4 points per game. If we're going to get conservative about it and say he takes 20 to 23 shots, then he's over this line in 4 out of 5, averaging 31 points per game. This matchup for Big Zesty is fabulous. Let's take a look here. In terms of shot zones, this one's probably the most arousing one. We can see Karl Anthony Towns really scores in 2 places. He shoots spot up 3-pointers above the break. That's 30% of his points. And 48% of his points are right around the basket. So 78% of his points right there, the Bulls don't defend whatsoever. They allow the 6th most points above the break. They allow the most points around the basket, which is why Karl Anthony Towns eats them alive. He can do whatever he wants to Vucevic. Vucevic does not care. So Karl Anthony Towns, I really do like his over today. He should see a lot of volume. The matchup is nice. The blowout, though, is a risk. I got to call that out. 12-point spread in this game. But one thing to keep in mind, the spread was very similar in his last 2 games against the Bulls. The Bulls won both of those games, and that kept Karl Anthony Towns on the floor. So despite his strong games, the Knicks still didn't win. Hopefully the Bulls can keep it somewhat competitive. Karl Anthony Towns gets some minutes and continues to dominate. So fingers crossed that Karl Anthony Towns gets it done for us today. The next pick I'm going to take you through is in the first game, Memphis Grizzlies versus the Indiana Pacers. We're rolling with Bennedict Mathurin. Strong name. I'm looking at his PRA today. I managed to catch this 23.5 on Bet365. It's 23.5 in most places, actually. So 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So Bennedict Mathurin projected to play 29 minutes in this game. What I did is I looked at games where he plays between 26 and 32 minutes. Now, one thing I wanted to call out here with Bennedict Mathurin is that he's coming off the bench. And he's been coming off the bench for quite a few games now. And that's because Aaron Naismith is back in the lineup. So games with Aaron Naismith, when he plays 26 to 32 minutes, over this line in 4 out of 5 games, averaging 27 points, rebounds, and assists. So in terms of hit rate, opportunity, and what he produces in this time, that looks pretty good. But you dive a little bit deeper into the matchup, and it even looks better. Check this out. In terms of him scoring points, you can see here 27% of his points are in transition. The Grizzlies play fast as hell, and so do the Pacers. 3rd most points in transition. In terms of free throws, he gets there a lot. 4th most free throws allowed. And even in the pick and roll as a spot-up shooter, pretty much all the ways that Bennedict Mathurin likes to score, this Memphis Grizzlies team is going to let him have it. So in terms of scoring points, it looks good for Bennedict Mathurin. The spread in this game, it's only 2 points. It's a 2-point spread, so you should see a ton of minutes. And what I also like, check out this game total. 250 points expected in this game. So if there's going to be a ton of points, I can see a lot of people having strong games. Ja Morant, Bennedict Mathurin, Pascal should get busy with it. Some boys off the bench should get loose. Like, there's a lot of points expected in this game, and hopefully these guys deliver. Not like the bloody Lakers and the Hornets. That was like projected for 230 something. It finished under 200. Trash ass Lakers, but hopefully the Grizzlies and the Pacers put on a show today, score a ton of points. That's what I'm hoping for, because my last pick is also in this same game. And I'm actually rolling with Ja Morant today, letting those things fly, getting his guns out. I'm taking Ja Morant over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So going for his PRA today. And the reason why his rebounds and assists get a little bit wacky, so I didn't want to take either of those on their own, but taking the whole PRA here for Ja Morant. Now, Ja is projected to play 33 minutes in this game. I looked at games where he played between 30 and 36 minutes. And you can see here, when we filter these minutes out, he's over this line in 7 out of 12 games, averaging 35.7 PRA. So nothing too crazy in terms of hit rate there. but he does have a decent matchup here against the Pacers. Check this out. The Pacers pretty much average when it comes to defending in transition, pick and roll ball handlers. They allow a lot of free throws. Ja can get to the line. He's been scoring as a spot-up shooter better this year in comparison to last year. And what I love is this. Similar types of players versus the Pacers. 13 out of the last 15. Now, this has been in the last 3 weeks. The last 15 players with similar play types to Ja Morant, 13 of those suckers have gone over their points line with a 26% differential on their closing line. So absolutely feasting on the Pacers. And like I said with Benedict Mathurin, like 250 points are expected to be in this game. Like Ja's going to get 20 to 30. He's going to get 6 to 10 assists. He'll probably chip in some rebounds too. Like the ball's going to be flying all over the pace. The pace is going to be absolutely nuts. So I'm rolling with Ja here. Now, if we just look at this minutes filter, 30 to 36, and this is why I went with a PRA. Points-wise, he's only hit this in 5 of 12. Assist-wise, 6 out of 12. Rebounds, 8 out of the 12 games. I'm just rolling with the whole PRA here because I can't tell you which particular stat he's going to go off in. I know he's going to get some buckets, but rebounds and assists, that I'm not too sure about. So I'm just rolling with the whole PRA here for Ja Morant. If you don't have PRA available, then points will probably be a good pivot. Now, they're the 3 picks I want to share with you. I do have some leans, but I'm 99% sure that you guys already filled up this whole comments and chat section. So let's tap in. Let's see what we got in the comment section right now. Let's see what we got for y'all. Good morning to you all. What's up if you're just tuning in? Chance, I agree with you. If you're looking to ladder anybody, Cat is your man or Cat today. 35. I think last time we played the Bulls, I did ladder him up to 35, and I was kicking myself I didn't take him for 40. So I might play him up to 40, but Big Zesty, the Big Purr, the Kitty Cat, Carl Anthony Towns going to deliver today. I'm going to ride the bet, but Cat always find a way to home me. That's what he does. So that I can't comment on. If I'm ever alone with him one-on-one in a room, I might put it to the test for you, but I can't say. Precious Achua, under 20.5 points and rebounds if Anunoby and Robinson play. I would say yes to that. What I'm going to do is when you guys throw these bets up, if I already have an opinion on it, I'm not going to show it to you on Props Madness. I found that kills a lot of time. I can just answer the question straight up. So yeah, Precious Achua, definitely. The 20.5 PR if Anunoby and Robinson play, it's definitely a great look. But also, that line's going to move if those guys are confirmed to play. So you kind of have to bet early, assuming they're not going to. You can probably cash out if you wanted to, but I like what you're thinking there. Bulls ass lately, absolutely. But, you know, sometimes they win games. Like, it's weird. Sometimes they just turn up, and they beat the Knicks twice already, right? So I'm just hoping that the game stays close. No Josh Hart. Would his points plus rebounds, would that be better for Cat? Look, potentially. His rebounds line's at 13.5. It's quite high. In the 2 games against the Bulls, 16 rebounds in one game, 10 rebounds in another. And also, the way that I think about it, Josh Hart tends to take the rebounds that Carl Anthony Towns wouldn't have gotten anyway. So he's a bit of a scrapper. A lot of those loose rebounds, you might see Brunson get a little bit more rebounds. Bridges might get more rebounds. Like a lot of those loose rebounds that Carl Anthony Towns is not going to get anyway. So I wouldn't jump to the rebounds just because Josh Hart isn't there. What else we got up in this chat? All right. Could a turnover prop be worth playing in a high-paced scoring game? Memphis, potentially. I personally don't bet turnovers too often unless it's going to be Luka or LeBron. Like, they're going to be turnover kings. I want you guys to keep an eye on that. I've been considering it for quite some time, and I keep forgetting to bet it, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, in this game, look, potentially, you'd have to look into defensive stats, turnovers. Like, you'd have to do your own research on it. I personally don't look at turnovers, but I see what you're thinking there. You had a feeling about that Laker game. You stayed away to focus on college. You're a smart man. I honestly wanted to stay away. If you watched my video last night, I didn't like the game for the Lakers. Like, as we got close to the game, more bets started to come out of me, and then yeah, I paid for it. What was the first play? Let me just put this up for you. So here are the 3 picks. Scrolling down the bottom line. If you missed them, real simple. Westbrook over 5.5 assists, filtering games, won by so many points, and it looks good. Yeah, I did consider Russell Westbrook, not gonna lie. For some reason, I do have a real soft spot for him. I'm assuming we're going to go by at least 10 points. So if the Denver Nuggets win by 10 points or more, Westbrook's over this line in 16 out of 19 games. Straight up. I think my only hesitation on Russell Westbrook on any prop really is the fact that he hasn't played a game in like 3 weeks. Like, it's been a long time. His last game was on the 1st of Feb. We're now into the 21st or the 20th for you guys over there, but I'm from the future. 20 but we're looking at about 20 days. So it's been almost 3 weeks since Russell Westbrook played a game. Who knows? It might mean the assists are the better prop because he probably is not as confident scoring. I'm not too sure, but I like the look. That's a good one. Over 5.5 assists. If you were assuming the Denver Nuggets are going to smoke them, first day of $200 units. Man, you're brave. Best of luck to you. Kristaps over 18.5 points. Man, this Boston Celtics team pisses me off. They're hard to bet sometimes, but let's take a look. Kristaps at 18.5, averaging 19.5 in his last 27 in head-to-head matchups against Philly. Scored 9 and 18 points. The 18 points he did in 31 minutes, 5 of 14. They do give up points to the pick and roll man. Now, this pick and roll man filter does include pick and pops as well. So if Kristaps chooses to stay out on the perimeter and take a lot of catch and shoot shots, then look, I don't hate it. But with Kristaps, sometimes late in the games, it's not that he disappears, but Tatum becomes a hog. Even Jaylen Brown doesn't get a look. Like, it's a lot of Tatum time when it's late in the game. I found, like, personally, I haven't had too much luck betting on Kristaps in the first quarter lately, but his first quarter prop, and it's moved to 6.5 already. You can catch a 5.5 for Kristaps. Excellent hit rate for him to score some points in the first quarter. Could make 2 threes. Bob's your uncle, right? But yeah, the 18.5, I'm not overly excited about it, but don't let me talk you out of it. Why didn't I go for anything with Franz? Well, I already sent out a pick for Franz, and I did a video, that tutorial on props madness with Franz, and I already placed that bet. So yes, I am taking Franz Wagner over his points prop. I don't know if it's moved since I last bet it, but I see you. Franz, we all over. I've already got a bet down for Franz. What else have we got? Pick 6 has a free pick. Look, speaking of free picks, if you see free picks, just take all of them. They're free at the end of the day. Take them all. What do we got? Westbrook back, who takes the Braun under everything. It's a brave play. Braun's playing off the bench, but I will tell you this: Braun's projected to still play 37 minutes in this game. So even though he's coming off the bench, Westbrook being back, Braun's still expected to see a lot of game time, despite them being healthy. But look, don't let me talk you out of anything. Picks on the bottom line. Caris LeVert over 13.5 points. Now, I was really close to betting this. Not gonna lie. I did look at Caris LeVert. I did like what I see. But, you know how at the start of my videos, I recap the day and I talk about what was a good bet and what was a bad bet? One thing I often find is when I say it's a bad bet is when I'm relying on a very small sample size of data. And that's kind of what we're doing here with Caris LeVert. So let me get to the right game. He's not playing for Cleveland anymore. Atlanta, where you at? So with Caris LeVert, he's been with Atlanta for 3 games now. 9 points in 15 minutes. And then 2 games where he saw 30-plus minutes. He scored 18 and 20 points. One of those games was against the Orlando Magic, who he then faces again today. Now, Caris LeVert in this game is actually projected to play 30 minutes. So he should see a lot of game time, which is why I like it. He's already scorched the Magic for 18 points. He did shoot well in that game. 3 from 7 from deep, 6 from 11 overall. Did get to the free throw line as well. The matchup is pretty good as well. Pick and roll ball handler, getting to the free throw line. So he's got a decent matchup to score points. Despite how good Orlando is defensively, Caris LeVert still has a good matchup here to score some points. I'm not going to lie about that. But my only hesitation was the fact that he's only been with Atlanta for 3 games now. And he recently just played the Orlando Magic 10 days ago. Atlanta won that game. The Magic are sure to make some adjustments to the defensive schemes. So a very small sample size of data for Caris LeVert. That's the only reason I'm not betting it, but I can see why you like it. And I support that. I think it's a good play. But for me, I'm not taking it. Desmond Bain, PRA. Like, man, you could take so many PRAs and overs in this game. I'm telling you, 250 points we're looking at today. But let me take a quick look at Desmond Bain. The hit rate is fantastic, 30.5. There's some 29. There's only a 29.5 on ESPN bet, but yeah, 30.5. He's got an amazing hit rate. He's got a decent matchup. It's not the best matchup, but it's okay. If we look at these games let's just do it with Jaren Jackson Jr., with Ja Morant. Yeah, the PRA doesn't look that good if you factor all that in. Let me quickly check his projections to see what he's expected to play. Desmond Bain, yeah, he's expected to play the most minutes out of everyone from Memphis. But let's look at games where he plays at least 32 minutes. So he's projected to play 35 minutes according to RotoWire. Looking at 32 to 40, he's over this line in 7 out of 11 games. Does have a decent matchup. Again, it's going to be high scoring. He should be able to get a whole lot of everything. But if we go into assists, this is all with Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr. Points probably the better look, you could say. Points or PRA. Yeah, they all look pretty good to me, but I don't want to have like 5 bets on the same game. But I see what you're thinking there. That's not bad. Not bad. Yes, just take his points if you can't do PRA. How am I feeling about Maxi over 25.5? I love it. I actually screwed up. That was one of the picks I was meant to go through, but I ended up doing 2 in the same game and got carried away. But yes, Tyrese Maxey over 25.5 points. I do like that. The whole idea here on Tyrese Maxey, I think I had this as a lean the last time I looked at it. What's going on with my graphs here? There's nothing wrong with my graphs. That's just how he's been performing. So Tyrese Maxey is going to see the minutes today. He's projected to play 39 minutes in this game. If we look at games where he plays, I guess we've got to factor in Joel Embiid and Paul George. So with Embiid and George, without Jared McCain, he's over this line in 5 out of 10 games. So the hit rate's not the best, only averaging 24.6. But when we play with some filters here, we might be able to get it to look a little bit better. So we know that this Boston Celtics team, they allow a ton of points in isolation. They allow a ton of points in to pick and roll ball handlers. That's how they're designed. So if we remove the teams that are good at defending the pick and roll, then suddenly he's over this in 4 out of 7, 26 points per game. I think the line just seems quite low to me, if I'm being honest with you. But head-to-head, 30-plus points in both games against the Boston Celtics. And the one thing I called out when I sent this out to VIP is that he's taken 20-plus shots against the Boston Celtics in 4 out of his last 5 games. That's over the last 2 years. And take a look at this. You can do this with Props Madness. If we look at games with Tyrese Maxey, let's just say 20 to 25 shots. When he takes between 20 and 25 shots this season, he's over this line in 18 out of 20 games, averaging 30 points per game. You can add Joel Embiid in there as well. He's over in 6 out of 7, averaging 30 plus. So, yeah, Tyrese Maxey, I'm loving it at 25.5. It concerns me that the line is like so low. But hey, we just got to run with what we have. He's expected to play the minutes, not under any injury cloud. I get that Joel Embiid is in there. He probably gets injured anyway, but yeah, I do like it. Okongwu under his PRA. Now, this was something I also considered. I considered Okongwu's under in his PRA. I couldn't get really good odds for it, so I didn't take it. When I was writing up all my bets, it was at 26.5, and it took me 2 hours to do all my bets and my research. By the time I went to submit them, this moved to 25.5 and at minus 130. So I don't like the odds for Okongwu to go under, but I do like him to go under. I hope that makes sense to you. Pretty much it's this. He's got a tough matchup to score points. The Magic, pretty good at limiting points in the pick and roll. They allow the fewest points to put backs. In terms of rebounds and assists, second fewest rebounds, second fewest assists. Played the Orlando Magic not too long ago, 29 minutes. He's projected to play 30 minutes in this game. So something very similar. 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He went under in all 3 of his props. So, yeah, I did consider an under for Onyeka Okongwu. I just didn't like the odds that I was getting for it personally. Jared Allen over his PA. Now, this Cleveland team can be a little bit difficult, but let's take a quick look at Jared Allen. Points and assists. So, Jared Allen, I think he's projected to play 30 minutes in this game. Let me take a look. Let me double check that for you real quick. Jared Allen, yeah, expected to play 30. And if he plays between 25 and 32 minutes, he's over this in 13 out of 27. The hit rate's not great. But in head-to-head matchups, he's done well in 1 out of the 2 games. I think the biggest risk here is that Jared Allen is not consistent. Like him and Evan Mobley sometimes take turns being animals. But you also have to factor in that there's blowout potential in this game. The spread in it is 13 points at the moment, but Cleveland can blow out anybody if they're making their outside shots. So the blowout worries me a little bit in this game. So for Jared Allen, I'm not touching it. If anything, I'm probably leaning more to Evan Mobley, maybe even DeAndre Hunter. So I don't think Donovan Mitchell has a crazy game. I don't think he needs to. Also, this Brooklyn Nets team, very good at limiting points in the pick and roll. Luka bounce back game. Nah, he too fat to bounce. He just landed flat. So I'm not taking Luka for any bounce backs. Obi Toppin points and assists. Now, Obi Toppin points and assists. This is a bit of a system play that I run. If Miles Turner is out, then we bet on Obi Toppin. That's the play that I always take. But here's his points and assists. So without Miles Turner, he's an animal. Check it out. 18.9 points and assists per game. But with Miles Turner in the lineup, he's still got a decent hit rate on this number, not going to lie, but it's not as good as it is without Miles Turner. He had 17 points and assists in his last game against Memphis. He did shoot 7 from 10, though. So a bit of an outlier. That's a really high percentage for someone like Obi. Well, that's a high percentage for anybody, if I'm being honest with you. But let me dive in a little bit deeper on Obi. So he's projected to play 20 minutes in this game. So let's look at games between 17 and 23 minutes. Now, when he sees 17 to 23 minutes, he's still got a pretty good hit rate on this number, averaging 11.8 points and assists. He's got a good matchup in transition, good matchup as a spot-up shooter. Similar types of players have also killed it. So this gets the daft sign of approval. Obi Toppin over his points and assists. It's a great matchup for it. It looks good. I'd love it even more if Turner wasn't there. But even with Turner in the lineup, this isn't a bad find. Well done. I like it. All right. So what else are we cooking here? Cat to get 25 points, 10 rebounds. Yeah, I think he can definitely do that. What else we got? We need some bowl props, don't we all? We all need a bit of bowl. What do we have? LeBron dropped 10 in the first quarter. Didn't look very injured. LeBron James is fine. He just didn't want to play in the All-Star game. Zaire, under 9.5 points. I'm assuming he's the one from Brooklyn. Let's take a look. Under 9.5 against Cleveland. Matchup's going to be difficult for everybody. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one because he's probably someone who's going to play whether there's a blowout or not. Zaire Williams. Let me take a look. What's the projections here for Zaire? So he's expected to play 26 minutes in this game. Let's go 25 to 30. When he plays 25 to 30, he's over this in 7 out of 10 games, 11.7 as an average. Scores mainly as a spot-up shooter, so he's going to see his opportunities here. So I wouldn't confidently take the under for Zaire unless you know something that I don't know that I can't find here in the numbers. How about Nick Richards? 8.5 rebounds, no Wemby. Thank God I don't have to fight an urge to bet on him. I never get the urge to bet on Wemby anyway. He's a little bit unpredictable if you ask me. But let's look at Nick Dick. 8.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, up against the Spurs. So it's a little bit difficult, right? You can assume that they'll give up rebounds. I think what you should, I'm not going to do this right now, but what I'd encourage you to do is look for the games where Wemby didn't play and check to see how the opposing centers performed. That's probably you wouldn't need to use a tool like Props Madness for this, but just check the games where there's no Wemby. How does the opposing center perform? Do they rebound a ton a lot? Like what happens? And then you can make a decision from there. I'm assuming, Jacob, you're talking about Kristaps Porzingis. I'm sure you did. You're the volume master. You like to get in nice and early. You cheeky bar. Maybe you're the person who's moving all these lines before I could bet them. Jason Tatum points. I did take a look at it. Jason Tatum's performed extremely well against Philly. matchup data, it doesn't. He doesn't match up the best against Philly, but he has performed extremely well against them. He shot really well from downtown. So I'm personally not a big fan of Jason Tatum, but don't let me talk you off it. He's got it done against Philly many times before, so I wouldn't put it past him. Look, put it this way. I think he'll definitely take enough shots to score 26, 28 points or whatever his line's at. He'll take the shots, that's for sure. Everyone is well rested. Hard to determine how they will play. Yeah, look, I think every player is different. Some people and players perform better on rest. Some players don't like it, so they prefer to just keep going and going and going. All right. So what have we got? What else are we cooking at here? You guys are firing up this chat. Thank you very much. How many? We got what, 400-500 people in here? Let's go. I don't know how many likes we got, but hopefully there's at least 50. You got to give me at least 50 likes. Maybe we're at 100. Shit. What about MPJ threes? I did take a look at MPJ. Considered his threes. He's got an okay matchup to shoot some threes today against the Hornets. The problem is, it's more of a personal problem for me. I personally don't have much success betting on 3-point props. Like, if you've been watching my videos, it's like I bet someone for threes, they don't hit their threes, but they cover their points line. It's happened to me like at least 3 or 4 times that I can remember in recent times. So I do like the matchup here for MPJ. He's been killing it. The matchup is all right. He should get some threes off, handoffs, and all that type of stuff. Where do I get my projected minutes? I just use RotoWire Premium, and I don't use it because it's the best or it's the most accurate. I actually bought RotoWire Premium last year. I bought it purely to look at some WNBA stuff, and it comes with it for the NBA, like the projections. So I just use that. But there are heaps of other projection websites out there if you want to use it. You actually just talked me into taking Levert over 12.5. Well, best of luck to you. You need to know I'm not taking it, but I do support the play. It's a good look. Trae Young under 27.5 points. He only scored 19 the last time they played. I wouldn't be too fussed about that the last time they played because I'm assuming they got heaps of production out of other players. So just because Trae Young didn't perform scoring-wise last time doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen again. But if you can still get a 27.5, there's 28.5s available. So this is really interesting. We've got some books have this at 25.5. Some have this at 28.5. So you can get plus EV. You can play both sides if you want to. You might want to take over 25.5, under 28.5, 2 different books. There's a chance he lands in the middle, right? Like it's not the worst strategy out there. But Trae Young actually has a decent matchup to score points here against Orlando. They give up points in the pick and roll. They give up a lot of free throws. They give up points in isolation. They do defend above the break really well, though. So if you're looking for an under, maybe under in his 3-pointers, 3.5. Actually, the odds for that suck. 2.5 is plus money, though. So if you're looking at fading Trae, that could be a look for you. We've gone for Tatum. Look, I could tell you what I have for a solid 2-man parlay. You can take one of the ones you see scrolling down the bottom. Those of you in VIP or my straight pick section, you guys would have got, I think, 6 straight picks already, or 7 if we include France. So Donovan Mitchell, yeah. Look, I considered he's under in his PRA as well. Struggles in the head-to-head. The matchup is difficult for him to score some points, and there's blowout potential as well. So Donovan Mitchell, I love your thinking. I was very close to betting that one too. Onyeka under his PRA, yes. Yeah, like I said, I just wasn't getting good odds for Onyeka, for any Onyeka prop. The odds that I was getting were terrible, so I didn't take it. How do I feel about Mobley over 16.5 points? Yeah, I like it. It does have blowout potential, but the one thing with Evan Mobley, they already blew the Nets out in one game this season, and in that game, he still scored 21 points. 21 points in 23 minutes, Evan Mobley. So I'm not saying he's blowout proof, but we know Donovan Mitchell doesn't have a great matchup to score. Jared Allen sometimes shoots the ball less than 4 times because I know that because I bet on him to score recently. He only shot the ball 4 times. Evan Mobley should see some volume. It's about efficiency. Does he score at an efficient rate in order to cover that line if there's a blowout? If the game stays close, then Evan Mobley's going to kill it for sure. So, yeah, I support the 16.5 for sure. I'm assuming you're talking about Stefan Castle. That's obviously another person that I looked at. I liked it. It's for Stefan Castle. It's really been unlocked. I wouldn't say unlocked, but he's playing extremely well since De'Aaron Fox got there. I don't know what the correlation is there, but the minute De'Aaron Fox landed, Stefan Castle, he's not playing any point guard role at all. Whereas before he was doing a little bit of that. He's not playing any of that. He's clearly a shooting guard. He's going out there to score some points. Might get an assist or two. But I personally, if I was playing Stefan Castle, I'd be only playing his points. The concern here is there's no Wemby. I don't know how they're going to look, how they're going to operate, what it's going to look like. So, yeah, I didn't take it, but I did like Stefan Castle over his points. Paul George under. He sucks lately. Well, if you follow Paul George on Instagram, it looks like he had a great all-star break. He wasn't exercising, that's for sure, by the looks of things. Oh, you could call it exercise. But, yeah, I'd support an under on Paul George. He does suck. My concern here with Paul George and his unders, I'll show it to you, is even though the last time he played the Boston Celtics, he scored 12 points. He shot 4 for 15 in that game. So 15 shot attempts, right? So the volume was there despite him playing bad. If we look at games where he takes between 13 and 17 shots, he's over this in 5 out of 9 games, averaging 16. So all it takes is for Paul George to shoot a little bit better, 2 extra shots, and suddenly he goes over this line. I don't like playing unders as it is, but that's the risk. But I do get your thinking. Paul George does suck lately, and under is, I think it's definitely worth a play. But I'm just letting you know what the risk is. All right. Kobe White over in points. Kobe White didn't make my short list, but let me take a look here. So what's the angle here for Kobe White? Are we looking at games without Zach LaVine? Are we looking at games against the Knicks? So without Zach, 8 out of 13. Against the Knicks, over in both games, 22 and 33 points. Decent volume, 16 and 17 shots. This game where he scored 33, he was 9 from 11 from deep. The Knicks, they do give up the most points in the league in the pick and roll, and I'm assuming he was Zach LaVine out. He's probably seeing more touches, more pick and roll action, you could say, for Kobe White. Let me quickly check his minutes to see what he's projected for today. 33 minutes for Kobe White. Now, the Bulls are running this weird 4-guard lineup. They got 4 guards and Vucevic out there. Strange. Like, I don't think it works, but I guess you got to do what you got to do. Between 30 and 36, that's how he looks. If we look at how he performs, actually, the pick and roll is his 3rd dominant play type. So not even his key one. So it's going to be hard to filter things out. Maybe if we look at... No, I can't get it. So Kobe White, I can't give you too much other than the Zach LaVine stuff and how he's performed against New York. I'd support the over. What's the game total? 243. So the books are expecting a lot of points in this game as well. So Kobe White, run with it. I think it's a good look. Drew Holiday over 1.5 3-pointers made. I had a quick look at Drew Holiday, and then I remembered that this guy hasn't played basketball in quite some time. About 16 days the last time he played an actual NBA game. So I'm not touching Drew Holiday because of that. If you want to take his threes, you can go crazy with it. 2's a magic number. 2 from 7 last time against Philly. He's got an okay matchup to score some points. But, yeah, I don't... It's plus money, I guess. Plus money. That could entice me. Oh, it's not going to entice me. This guy hasn't played basketball in 16 days. I'm not betting it. But, yeah, at plus money, I think it's probably worth it. Go crazy. Someone told me Caldwell Pope don't get his points with Powell and Franz in. I've bet Kentavious Caldwell Pope using those exact same filters a few times, betting his under. And it's more of a combination of his points and assists, because you could do his whole PRA if you want to. But I think I bet his points and assists with Franz and Paolo in the lineup. That's because on offense, he's strictly a spot-up shooter, and he's not creating assists for nobody. But let's take a look at Franz and Banchero. This was at 11.5 when I was betting it before. Up against the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, look, he's under in 12 out of 15 games, 6.8 points and assists per game with Franz and Banchero in the lineup. He played 35 minutes against the Hawks last time, 6 points and 1 assist. So The challenge here, and the reason why I'm not betting it, is like he does have a decent matchup to score some points here. All it takes for him is to shoot a little bit better, and suddenly you're in a little bit of trouble. So he shot 1 from 3 from downtown, 1 from 4 from the field last time against Atlanta, which is pretty bad. He's typically better than that. 7.5 points. I think it's a fair line. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's a fair line, but the hit rate does make a ton of sense. Yeah, I agree. Allen and Mobley, they just take turns. Just taking turns. All right. Let me get to the bottom. Let me see these new comments. Let's see what's coming in. What about Poole over 24 points? Let's take a look at sweet Jordan Poole. I apologize if I jumped you, but like there's too many coming through. I'm going to do my best here, and oftentimes my best is not enough. But what can you do? Who the hell? Jordan Poole. Oh, that's Paolo. Far out. My eyes are small, and I'm wearing glasses, and I still missed it. Banchero over 24.5 points. Banchero, yeah, I don't know. I can't trust this guy to score points. Like you can, I think if it's possible, bet on his field goal attempts, but for him to score, I'd be a little bit hesitant on. He doesn't shoot a great percentage. You do get great odds if you look at his threes, though. Actually, the odds have moved to the point where it's not even that good anymore. So he's going to take a lot of threes. He's going to take a lot of shots. I don't know if he gets to 24.5. I honestly think Franz scores more points than Paolo today. That's who I'd be leaning towards, but yeah, we'll see. Any plays today worth 2 units? Absolutely not. I don't bet 2 units on nothing. I find it a bit irresponsible. Plus, like, I kind of do flat betting. I bet 1 unit on everything because the minute I start betting more on certain bets, like, I tend to have a bias, meaning I like them more for a certain reason. But in my experience, if I like a bet more, it doesn't mean it's going to hit. So I'm not going to bet more on it. Let's put it that way. What else do we have? Struce and Cam Johnson, 6 boards. Is that with them combined? That I couldn't tell you. I don't even have access to those types of markets. How do you feel about Nick Smith over 2.5 assists? Denver does give up the most assists per game. Charlotte is on a back-to-back. So up against Denver, it's always good to see who, like, somebody's going to dime the hell up. I'd be waiting till more players' lines are released. Like Yusuf Nurkic went crazy today getting assists. I'd be interested in looking at his numbers. It could be a Nick Smith Jr. Like it's going to come from somebody who's not so obvious, like a Josh Green or somebody. Well, probably not Josh Green. He didn't pass the ball to nobody, but he did get 5 assists against Denver last time. And I think this game I bet on him to get 3 assists. I remember that. But I also bet on him to score some points too, and he didn't do that. But yeah, betting anyone for assists against Denver is an interesting look. What I like to do, here's a bit of a strategy. Whenever Denver are playing, I'll use Props Madness, and I'll look for players who have an assist line of 1.5. Because it doesn't matter who Denver plays, they're going to give up assists. And 1.5 with the volume of handoffs and how easy assists are given up, like it could cash like that. So that's one thing I do against Denver. It could be Nick Smith. It could be Nurkic. It could be somebody else off that bench, if I'm being honest with you guys. Let me have a scroll. Let me see what else what's happening here, what I may have missed. This is the security. He's going to be smacking people. Any bowl props? No, I don't think I've ever seen a bowl prop, to be honest with you. You got to catch that before the game or they don't exist. Harrison Barnes without Wemby or Sohan. Let's take a look. Harrison Barnes, it was Wemby missed many games this season? He has. He missed 6 games this season. So this is Harrison Barnes without Wemby. He's got a tough matchup to score points. Phoenix, pretty good at limiting spot-up shooting. Rebound-wise, somewhat inconsistent. So I'm not interested in touching him. Sohan without Wemby. He's played 3 games. Scored well in 2 of them. Struggled against Miami. Rebound-wise, 7.5. Yeah, there's not a big enough sample size. I couldn't tell you who's going to do what without Wemby. That's what I'll say on that. What picks have I selected? They're scrolling on the bottom line, right at the bottom of the screen. Those are the 3 picks. We got 100 likes. There's only 300 people who are watching this who haven't liked it yet. Come on, gang. Smash that like button. Get busy with it. I like Ballard today because he is a ball hog. He does take a lot of shots. The problem is that he misses a lot of them. Jokic has been destroying folks, and he has. But Jokic, I don't know. His lines are always super high, and he doesn't always cover them. But there are times. Look, put it this way: there are times where Jokic puts up an amazing stat line, and believe it or not, he still goes under his PRA. It's absolutely wild. He cooked Charlotte last time, but that game was closer than it should have been. The spread in this game is 16 points. Jokic is likely to only play 32 minutes if there is a blowout. So let me show you this. Let's go 29 to 32 minutes, right? These are all the games I'm assuming that Denver win in a blowout where he doesn't play the fourth quarter, right? And in these games, he doesn't hit his PRA. He doesn't hit his points prop. He barely hits his assist prop, and sometimes he hits his rebound prop. So I think the bet here is if you're betting on Jokic overs, what you're betting on is on Charlotte covering the spread and keeping the game close. If you're betting his unders, you're pretty much saying Denver are going to smoke them. So that's how I tend to look at Jokic props in these types of matchups. But hey, I'm only right half the time. A lot of people were pissed about that ref ejecting Reeves. A lot of people. I didn't watch the game. I knew my bet was cooked by the third quarter, but I was scrolling on Reel and I did see it, and I saw a lot of people blowing up about it. Jacob, you played Mobley as well. Look, I think it's rare that I put a bet up that you haven't played purely because you're an animal. Evan Mobley 3's ladder. Let's take a look at this. This is interesting. This could be big money right here. Let's take a look. All right. So for 1.53s, you're going to get plus money already. Against the Nets, he's hit 1, attempted 1 in both games. So unless you can find an angle, the Brooklyn Nets, right? They don't allow many 3-pointers though, which is interesting because the Brooklyn Nets, I believe they give up points to spot up shooters, but at the same time, they don't allow actually, no, this is why. The reason why the Brooklyn Nets don't allow many 3-point attempts is because they defend above the break extremely well, and they defend the pick and roll ball handlers extremely well. They give up a ton of threes in the corners, though. You can see it right here on this graph. Evan Mobley's not your guy. But who would be that guy, I wonder? Would it be DeAndre Hunter? Probably not. Would it be Max Strus? More likely. So Strus to bank some threes on the Nets, perhaps. That could be a look. He hasn't played them yet. He's warming into it. He's been shooting quite well before the All-Star break. This man was making some threes. Over 2.5 threes for Max Strus is a plus money play. Shit, I might have just talked myself into this. Check it out. 45% of his points come as a spot up. Easy money. The Brooklyn Nets get murdered in the corners, and Max Strus lives there. So, actually, I don't want to put any extra plays on. I'm not going to bet that, but that is wildly interesting that it is at plus money. Plus 145 on FanDuel, 140 on Bet365. So that could be interesting. James Harden over his PRA. I had a look at James Harden. I didn't necessarily like what I saw for him for all of his props, to be honest. Actually, this whole Bucks versus Clippers game gave me some poo-poo vibes, but James Harden over his PRA. What was he projected to play at? I remember looking at this earlier. Kawhi's a game time decision on RotoWire, but I think he's playing. I'm pretty sure he is. Harden's expected to play 37 minutes. Let's go 33 to 41. 55% hit rate, averaging 37 PRA, which is pretty much where the line is set. His matchup to score points is not the best one. The Bucks do allow a lot of points above the break where Harden scores a lot of his points, but when Harden plays against the teams that give up a lot of points above the break, his hit rate isn't that much better. It's at 58%. So I don't feel like there was a massive edge there for James Harden, so I didn't take anything on it. Smash that like button, please. My man's gonna have an aneurysm, and I and I can't have that. How about you talk basketball on your other channel? Just random sports talk would be dope too. I literally know shit about rugby. Yeah, it could be. Look, being honest with you, I don't even have access to the other channel right now. Like it's been put on ice for a couple of weeks, so we'll see. Actually, it's close. I should be able to get it back soon. We'll see. I'm thinking of running like a lot of tutorials and educational stuff on there. I'm actually going to start filming some videos from my car. Just like I've got a 30-minute drive every morning, so I'm thinking of like setting up a camera, doing a video every morning in the car for 30 minutes, and then just posting that. Like YouTube's not going to ban that type of content, I hope. We'll see. All right, let me scroll through this chat. Hope you guys are doing well. What else have I missed? Harden over his PRA we just went through. Dyson Daniels under in points. That one I didn't notice at all. Let me take a look at this. 14.5 points. He scored 10 against Orlando last time, 5 from 8. Shot a good percentage. Didn't see the volume. Took 0 3-pointers. Matchup is awfully difficult for Dyson Daniels. So, yeah, I don't mind that. Derek White over 9.5 points. Surely his line's higher than that. It was 13.5. I'm assuming you're talking about a goblin, or maybe you're looking at alt lines. Then yeah, 9.5 is nice. Bane we've looked at. That looks good. Maxi looks good. Okongwu, I like that too. Take those unders. Every time Embiid plays, Maxi sells. So these are the games with Joel Embiid. It's not true. He's gone over this line in 6 out of 14 games. Why over on Jar? He's under 4 out of 14 games. Let me take a look at this. So Ja Morant, looking at his PRA, he's played more than 14 games, by the way. Are you talking about his last 14 games? 4 out of his last 14, perhaps? Yeah, so he's hit the over in 5 out of his last 14, or... Either way, the reason why I'm taking Jar is because of his minutes. He's expected to play 33 minutes in this game. When he plays 33 minutes, the hit rate is much better, and he's got a great matchup to score points here against Indiana. Booker points over. I didn't even look at Booker points, and the reason being is Booker's a game time decision, I believe. So I didn't bet on anything for Devin Booker. Actually, I don't think about it. Is Devin Booker was that a snub for the All-Star game? Like Devin Booker been balling. Either way, we move on. Tatum over assist. I'm not betting anything on Tatum. Thoughts on the over under and Duff previous height line set at 5'8". Hopefully you guys put your bets in because I'm 5'7". I think I used to tell people I was 5'8", but I think that's probably with shoes on. I'm 5'7". How long on the timer? Shit. Thanks for reminding me that we have a timer. We're looking at 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes and 29 seconds left on the timer. Let's go. What do we have? Grimes PRA. You're going to have a small sample size of data of Grimes with Joel Embiid, Maxi, and all that. Even just being on this team, if I'm being honest with you. So games with Joel Embiid and Maxi. He's played 3 games with them. Scoring 12 points per game. Lines at 11.5. His matchup to score points is not too bad, I would say. But again, I wouldn't trust this data on this team because he hasn't done much of it. Assists, rebounds. So if you're looking at the PRA, it's really a hit rate look, and it's against the Boston Celtics. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Again, small sample size of data. I'm not interested in playing it. Depends what type of fantasy you're talking about, but no, I don't, because look, sports betting alone is too time consuming. Fantasy will drive me insane. Karis LeVert, I do like the over, small sample size. Buzelis. Now, Buzelis been a bit of a machine as of late. Line at 12.5. Let's take a look at my man. Yeah, the 12.5. I feel like that line is just about right, to be honest. He's got a decent matchup to score some points in transition. I wouldn't feel confident betting his under, regardless of the hit rate. Hey, look, you never have to apologize for sharing your opinion. I think you should only apologize if you intentionally do something to upset somebody. Outside of that, freedom of speech, baby. All right. What do we got? Mathroom PRA we've been through. That's probably my favorite bet, to be honest, out of the three. Actually, no, I like all three of them. Not gonna lie. No favorites. Stephon Castle without Wemby. Let me take a look. Stephon Castle without Wemby. I looked at Stephon Castle with Fox. That looked good. But let's look at him without Wemby. And PRA is what people are calling out for. He's averaging 22. Lines at 20.5. Yeah, I can get with that. It makes a ton of sense. Whether you look at with Wemby or if you look at with De'Aaron Fox, it all looks okay. With Fox looks better from a points perspective. But yeah, I don't think I'm betting on Stephon Castle today. He was on my short list, though. He got there. Herder, nice. These bench plays, eh? I'm surprised he even has lines out. Points and rebounds. Yeah, it's a decent hit rate. But let's look at the games since he's joined the Chicago Bulls. He's averaging 8 points and rebounds a game. Lines at 9.5 in most places. Yeah, I don't feel like there's a massive edge there. The Knicks do minimize points to spot up shooters, though. So that, yeah, look, I'll probably lean with you there. I'll lean to the under, but that's a real sweaty bet, especially if you're going to be watching the game. Scottie Pippen Jr. over his points. Let's take a look real quick. We have 4 minutes. 4 minutes, gang. And I know I'm not going to get to everyone. I'm not going to apologize because it is what it is. Scottie Pippen Jr., 4.5 points. The hit rate is amazing. So that's always a nice start. Let me see how many minutes he's expected to play. Yeah, see, they're running a ton of players. It looks like Scottie Pippen Jr. is going to play less than 15 minutes. So when he plays 0 to 14 minutes, he doesn't have a good hit rate on this line. So the 4.5, I'm not loving. His assist line is juiced. Yeah, so Scottie Pippen Jr., I think that's a pass for me. He has a decent matchup. If I was going to bet anything for him, it'd probably be this PRA. But I know I'm not going to. So, yeah, so that's Scottie Pippen. Desmond Bain, I like the over. Paul over points. There's too many Pauls, whether it's George or Paul. Chris Paul. Who you talking about? Willis. Like the video, you D-gens. Help your boy out. D'Lo over 13.5 points. No. I think if there's a blowout, D'Lo goes under on everything. He's got a tough matchup to score. Yeah, and there's blowout potential, so I wouldn't feel confident taking his over. Jokic under his PRA. He'll probably, yeah, if you think there's going to be a blowout, take the under for sure. Klingon points and rebounds. I haven't even looked into that Portland game just yet. There's too many game time decisions. Points and rebounds against LA. LA didn't get eaten up on the inside. The thing is, LA has been actually pretty good defensively over the last month or so. So Klingon will get some time with no Ayton. So if Klingon's going to play more than 25 minutes, it's a decent look. It's a decent look. That's all I'll say. Rebounds, 100% hit rate. Points, hit and miss. But PR, yeah, I get it. That's a good one. Thanks for letting me know. I'll be diving into Klingon a little bit tomorrow. If y'all keep asking questions, only answering. Now, I actually got told by a few people, it's like, why don't you only answer super chat? Like, meaning people have to pay to ask a question. I was like, that's crazy. That is ridiculous. Who knows? If we get to the point where we're getting thousands of people in here, that might be the option I run with. But if you definitely want your questions answered, then super chat, I won't miss it. That's for sure. Obi Toppin, yeah, I like the over for Obi Toppin. I need to research it a bit further, but at first glance, it looks nice. Would I take him at 17.5? Yes, I would. Okongwu under his RA? Yes. Get on that. Are you going to upload your free picks? I don't know what you mean by that. But at the start of this video will get uploaded. Well, it's being recorded live. Those are my 3 free picks anyway. Scrolling on the bottom line. How's the 1 a.m. live stream? Oh, shit. It's 10 past 1. Damn. It's late. I have to be up in 5 hours to go for a nice 30-minute drive. I actually hope I remember to set the camera up and then I can just try cranking out one of those videos because, yeah, there's a lot of different topics I want to create content on, especially for a lot of you guys who send me emails, or for those of you guys who are in the VIP who filled out that survey, that questionnaire for me. I think that was awesome. A lot of great topics in there. But Powell over 20. Look, I did look at Powell over his PA and I just couldn't get there. I think it's moved to 25.5 on my books anyway. So I passed on that. Bitch ass parlay Powell for 20. That absolutely. I checked them on RotoWire. That's where I check my minutes, but you can check them anywhere. Just Google NBA player projections and you'll see heaps of different options that come up. Isn't it cool? We follow you from channel to channel. What do you think about this? The time has gone off, so I'm not going to talk more about picks because I'm starting to get a bit fatigued. But I do think it's pretty cool that people follow me from channel. Like people just follow me in general. I honestly can't believe it because I've been doing this for about 2 years, and for a long time I was a nobody. For a long time nobody watched my videos. If anything, people just shit on me because my bets were bad. But now to get some, I think, well-earned respect after all the hard work that I've done, I think that's pretty cool. The fact that people subscribe every day, that people like the video every day, the comments I get every day. When I join somebody else's live stream, like someone in the comment section always knows me. I'm going to be trying to join more live streams as well, from other creators, smaller channels as well. And I'll share that. But yeah, I do think it's cool. Sometimes it's annoying, the whole, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Especially if I've answered the question 12 times already, but it's cool nonetheless. Illegally a midget because I'm 5'7". That's true. Hey, I can still, I might be 5'7", but I can, now I'm not going to lie, I can't touch the ring anymore, but I can still like touch the backboard with both hands at 5'7". Oh my Lord. Awesome. I appreciate all the comments, the chat, everything like that. But I'm going to stop sharing props madness. I'll chat to you guys for another 10 minutes before I go to sleep. Why the hell not? But before we do, let's listen to this song one more time.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Now let me know in the comment section, do you guys rap that song out when you hear it? Do you dance to it? I'm just really interested to know, because I rap it out because it's me rapping. I know all the words, but you rap and dance to it. You rap it. You definitely rap it. Dance every time. I brush my teeth to that shit. Helicopter to that music. Absolutely. Oh man, you guys are bumping it. All right. You rap it. Let's go. Dance in the cubicle. Sub to the channel because your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. Oh yes, yeah. It's actually quite catchy. It's drop a full version of it. I've honestly considered it a few times, and yeah, I've thought about it, and then I quickly remind myself that like I'm barely good at this betting and content creating stuff. I'm not going to delve into the world of rapping. Do I need beats? I'm always down to hear beats. I do like listening to beats, like just when I'm working. I think it's a great way for me to stay productive. So if you got beats, send me an email, daftpreviews@gmail.com. You can send me some beats. I might even put them on the YouTube streams in the background, but who knows? I might get tempted to rap over them one time. I'm about to make that my alarm in the morning. Let's go. Yeah. I knew you were the one just straight out of the intro. What's crazy was I didn't play that intro. I've had that intro for 2 years. I didn't play it for like 6 to 9 months or something. And I just started playing it again out of nowhere because someone emailed me about it. And then, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I'm honestly surprised it hasn't been copywritten yet. I think that beat, I downloaded that beat from YouTube. And then when I went to edit it, I sped it up and then rapped over it. And then we put it up right there. So is it winter down there? No, we're coming out of summer. So it's still quite warm. Am I wearing the Hornet shirt because they won? No, I wear Hornets apparel purely because I like the colors. And back in the days, I'm talking like in the 90s, I don't know if anybody knows this. Shout out to you if you do. But Glenn Rice played for the Miami Heat, played for the Charlotte Hornets, went on to play for the Lakers as well. But Glenn Rice was my favorite player in the 90s. There's a bit of a did you know? I rap it while I'm smashing. Let's go. Oh, you just got... I think I've only seen snow twice. I think I've seen snow twice in my life. I hope you mean you played ball. But the Glenn Rice shout wasn't expected, but my cousin played for the Hornets. But hey, this is a live stream, right? I can say whatever I like. But yeah, I've been around Glenn Rice is my favorite player for a long time. It's also why, like, on a lot of my basketball jerseys, I wear the number 41. So before Dirk Nowitzki made 41 famous, Glenn Rice wore number 41. You should do a pick of the day with the comments. Give it a shout out and cover it. Yeah, potentially. The problem is I only read the comments like 30 minutes after I upload. Outside of that, I don't really go back to the comments unless I got time. But imagine giving back shots and yelling out from the west side of Sydney. Oh, you play football together with Glenn Rice Jr.? Or does he have another son? Interesting. Being Asian and your favorite player is Glenn Rice. That's hilarious. Well, my favorite player, my favorite meal, my favorite side, all rice, baby. Got rice, bitch. Got rice. That's another song from back in the day. My Lord. So as a whole, look, I'm genuinely laughing here, and hopefully you guys are too. Look, there's still 500 of you watching, so hopefully there's some entertainment. The back shot's free. You don't even have to pay me. Oh, man. Kendrick should have said something like that during the Super Bowl halftime show, I swear. Philip, how are you, my friend? How did the Bridges rebounds and assists pan out after Foyer? It didn't hit. The chat is on one today for sure. Glenn Rice was an elite shooter. Like if great spot up shooter. I think when I used to play like NBA Live, like 98 and stuff, 96, Glenn Rice was the man. Oh shit, you sent it already? Look, I'll listen to that tomorrow because if I listen to that before I sleep, I'll be laying in bed just rapping to myself. But good morning to you all. Good morning. Oh yeah, I didn't realize you could see that. Just talking ball and playing with a box cutter. No, this is here because I'm in the process of moving houses, and yeah, I've been building a lot of IKEA furniture for the last 3 weeks. So I got box cutters, tools. If you're ever moving IKEA furniture or building it, like don't just leave the empty boxes around. Like I fell over today, grazed my arm. Hoping it doesn't look too bad on camera. It actually looks worse in real life, but so I should stop playing with the box cutters. All right, what else we got? The Daft community. Yeah, the that Discord is crazy. But look, hopefully, like me being the way I am, being as genuine as I can be on camera, it kind of attracts similar type of people. So I guess if you're anything like me, you like my content, I guess. And if I keep showing myself, then yeah, hopefully I attract more people like me. Fuck, I don't even know what I'm saying. But funny thing, right? Not everybody knows the definition of daft. So there's two things. So the actual definition of daft means silly and foolish or something like that. And that's a great way to describe me. But what it also stands for is pretty much my full name. Daniel Aguilera's Free Tips Daft. And Daft Previews, which is me. There you go. There's a bit of a daft history lesson. God bless you. Thought it was a vape. I honestly thought it was as well. The problem is I have my vape and my box cutter on my desk at the same time, and I tend to fiddle with things. So lucky I didn't slice myself open over here. Low key, he's cutting up a picture of Tatum off screen. Got that voodoo doll. The Discord is absolutely wild. So if any of you go in there, my advice to anyone who joins the Discord is just don't get upset. Like, it's just a whole bunch of people on the internet just spitting wild shit. Like, the back shot's free. You didn't even have to pay me. You know what I'm saying? So, box cutter on the desk, ready just in case today's plays don't hit. Now I get it. I was like, what am I going to use the box cutter on? But I get it. No, these wrists be clean, baby. I ain't into all that. Under or over 20 people complain about bets in the Discord during the first quarter. Over for sure. Like, people will be complaining the first couple minutes, but I get it. I don't react to anything in the Discord. Sometimes I just stay away from it. But are you able to check out No Vig? Jordan from the final round suggested it. I kind of like it. What the hell is No Vig? Oh, is this new thing that's rolling around? Is that I think I've heard a bit about No Vig. I just don't remember what it was, whether it was good or bad or not. Look, I'll look into No Vig and then I can come back to it. We'll see. If it's something I like, then it's something that I'll probably show a little bit more. I'm not really big on the prediction type stuff though. I prefer to make mine. Yeah, I don't even know anything about it, so I'm not going to talk about it. Exactly right. It's the internet. Don't take it personally. Did your parents do that intentionally with your name? I couldn't tell you. They go fry ass in the core. You definitely got to have tough skin. Yeah. Well, the thing about the Discord is that it's free. My Discord is free. And when you do everything for free, you can attract. Just think about the people who take things for free. Like, you attract a lot of those types of people, right? So it's going to get a little bit wild in there. YouTube over Discord. I think I have a lot of fun on the YouTube. Like, these live streams are fun as hell. Novig's a betting app. Is it a betting app, or it's a place to put predictions in or something like that? I don't even have access to it where I'm from. I don't think so. I don't know. I could take a look at it. Yeah, this is pretty much a good summary of the Discord. The Discord's a bunch of people insulting each other whilst gambling. There's actually a few excellent gamblers in there as well. There's a lot of people in my Discord who are better than me at gambling. So jump into the Discord if you want to, and you can tell those guys. What's happening? Good morning to those of y'all in Texas. All right. Hey, let's go. So no more free stuff. We good. All right, you paid now. You gonna stream some playoff games? Yes. So for those of you who did not know, Jay's been on camera with me many times before. I do have a partnership with Playback TV. What Playback TV is where I could stream the game for you, for everyone. You guys can interact with me, jump on the live stream and watch the game at the same time. We can pretty much ride bets at the same time. It's something that I used to do. Look, I barely get paid anything for it. So, but in the playoffs, when there's less games, definitely something that I'll be doing. As long as you're going to join me, right? I'm assuming you're going to be joining me. Am I going to do MLB picks? I will. I don't know if I'm going to be doing MLB content though, because it's not as fun and it doesn't get many views. But in my VIP, I'll definitely be doing some MLB stuff. I pay a lot of money to get like models and predictions for MLB. I personally don't know as much about it, but with these predictions, I can hit at a decent rate to turn a profit. Everybody, hey, I was actually thinking about this because obviously I'm starting to get popular on YouTube. I know some of the other channels, like they share their PO box. And I was thinking I could share my PO box if you guys want to send me anything, hate mail, death threats, bombs, merch, anything you'd like me to promote. Like, I don't know. Do you guys think that's a good idea, or am I wasting my time getting a PO box? But let me know. I'd rather drag my balls through barbed wire than bet any my hard-earned money on D'Angelo Russell. I think that's fair. We need more women here. Absolutely. Well, that's the whole reason why I say queens. Once upon a time, Jordan, I'm speaking directly to you. The introduction was, "What's up, kings?" And that's all it was. And then somebody said, "What about the queens? What about the queens out here?" And I was like, "Oh shit." Then I took a look at my analytics, and it's like 1% of the people who watch my videos are women. And I was like, "Oh, we can't forget the women." So, and look, I think a lot of the guys in here probably agree. We do need more women in the chat. Lexi, I'm assuming you're saying you're a woman too. Let's go. Hey, gambling is for all. I was going to say men, women, and children, but it's not for children. But did you find that sneaky prop thief? I did, but it's actually funny. This lonely guy, he not only found the prop thief, but he found another prop thief who's doing it. So I don't have to go looking for them anymore. People will find them and alert the authorities. But yeah. You remember when I made that transition to to kings and queens? I'm sure you would. You've been around for a long time. Women can lose money too. Absolutely. Join me. If you can make me a rich man by this season, I'll send you a Glen Rice jersey to your PO box. Man, that's an incentive. I don't mind that. Hey, I'm all for promoting. I'm like Kobe, right? You know, Kobe was all about pushing women's sports and women's basketball and stuff. I'm going to start pushing the whole women in gambling narrative. Why not? We can all lose money together. I think it's great to have women in the chat. I think, you know, for men, you're just going to be, I don't know. This is for all the ladies in the chat. Do men have to be cautious about some of the things that they say in these chats if women are present? Because men are disgusting creatures. Like, this backshot stuff is like surface level. That's just funny. Like men are awful creatures at times. So to the ladies out there, do men need to be cautious knowing there are women in the chat? Let me know. If not, we'll just cut loose. We go crazy with it. What do we have here? Am I still running with... Oh. Am I still running the promo with Parlay Play? Yeah, I'm still connected with all the apps that I was promoting before. I just haven't been promoting any of the apps because I don't know, part of me thinks that might be a reason why my last channel got shit on. So I might risk it, might promote some more apps again, get some more promotions happening. We'll see what happens. Definitely trying to send you some merch. Or you can reach out. You can reach out to me, daftpreviews@gmail.com. We can stay in contact there. Am I going to be doing some NRL tips? So this is National Rugby League. Absolutely. National Rugby League is my favorite sport to watch. So I'll be invested in that. I'll watch every single game, every single week. The back shots was absolutely wild. All right, you guys are going crazy. Isn't it crazy how you can study all day on players or money lines, but yet your other spouse that don't gamble gets picks more than you? Or is it because I'm trash at studying? I think it's just the nature of the beast. What's funny, I think what's funny about that is like everything that you and most people probably study when it comes to betting, the sports books already have access to that information. They've taken all the information that you're probably looking into consideration when they set the lines anyway. So, which is why Props Madness, which uses some extremely advanced analytical stuff, this is why I'm finding it so beneficial and why everybody's making the move and everyone's jumping all over it. The WNBA, sick as hell. I'm telling you, it's another level. I think on the WNBA, I'm twice as profitable compared to the NBA, but it's only been one season, so we shall see. Of course, anybody can send me an email, daftpreviews@gmail.com. Yeah, as soon as I finish the stream, it'll be posted. You just got to search up the streams. But if you just want the 3 picks, they're scrolling down the bottom. Jordan asked for more women and they're all speaking now. Maybe I should have just screamed out and started asking for women to speak from the top. I think we should be mindful the women and not directly talk down to any specific woman in the Discord. That's too much, but light banter about minorities. Women, blacks, handicaps are fair. What? No special treatments, he says. All right, we on board with that. You one of us. Instead of they not like us, you one of us. That NBA was a cash cow. What's her name? T-Rex McCowan. I don't even remember that, Jay. That she be printing money when she at home. T-Rex McCowan. Yes. Back in the good old days. We all came for that bread. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. First time caller, long time sub. Hey, you guys are a pack of animals. Firstly, I want to give a shout out to you guys. This has been engaging as hell. I need to do more live streams. Now, live streams, I know I'm not going to get as much views. I know I'm not going to get as much YouTube revenue, but I swear to you, this is a lot more enjoyable than me just recording a 20 to 30 minute video, having to edit it and then post it, and then for people to comment on that video saying my picks are shit. The live stream like this chat, this is heaps better. So I'm going to try to do more of these. Probably when there's bigger slates, I'll do more of these because there's going to be a lot more to talk about. But you guys have been great. But I do need to go because I have to be up in 4.5 hours now to take my daughter to school. The timer method did not work, so I need to work on something else. But I do appreciate you all in the chat. Like the video if you haven't already. Drop me a comment. Do whatever you can. Get this video out to more people. Help your boy grow my second channel. And look, by the time this channel probably hits 20,000, it'll probably get shut down. Or have to make a third channel. But regardless, I know you guys are going to be there right till the end. So I wish you the best. I wish you guys the best of luck on this upcoming set of games. Be sure to rap along or dance along or helicopter or backshot, whatever it takes. Just have fun with it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily.